Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Different style of video today, as you might have seen in my community post. Today we are doing a train tier list of every train I've been on. So I've seen someone else do a tier list like this, I cannot remember who. If I'll shout them out in the description at the end of the video. But I saw their tier list of every train they'd been on. It was much bigger than the one I've got here, but I thought, oh, why not? It's a good idea of video. I will be doing that today, and I haven't posted in a while. I've been incredibly busy, so I just thought it'd be nice to get a bit of long form content out for you. So I'm going to do it in an order where I go from lowest to highest from class system. As you can see, there's some trains you might not even know I've been on, such as the 365, which obviously has been retired now. I can't remember much about what it was like when I went on it, but I'm going to rank it anyway because I can remember a little bit, so I'm going to go for it. So without further ado, let's begin. With the class 37. Obviously that's not a train I've rode on, that's a train I've cabbed. So 37403, I very much like the 37s, the liveries, the thrash, it's just amazing. I mean, I've been lucky to see a few of them, the ROGs, the West Coast Railways, the coal ash rails, not the livery coal ash rail operated. And this one, I think it's Isle of Mull, Epic Speed probably picked me up. Very, very stunning, just beautiful, lovely, just 37. So I'm going to put it in A tier. Sorry, I might be a bit laggy. I don't know why it's lagging, probably because I'm recording it. So then we'll move on to the next lowest, which is the class 43. I never went on like the LNER ones. I've never went on like cross country, but I have been on the ScotRail ones and I really like them. The fact that they're the loudest diesel that you can really hear outside, yet inside they're so quiet and really very nice sounding and looking, and they're very luxurious, and the ride quality is pretty good. The only thing I will say is the coaches squeak quite a lot when you pull them away, like when they're pulling away, but apart from that they're perfect. So like the 37, I will put them in A tier as well. Then we come to the class 66. Obviously I've cabbed this one as well, the GBRF 66309, and this actually, I was kind of surprised, I didn't actually notice until after. Oh sorry, I've skipped there, sorry, my bad, my apologies, I'll just do the 66 anyway, I'll do 57 after. The 66, it was the European cab, not the British cab, so that was interesting. And the GBRF livery is just immaculate on it. The colours contrast well, as like other liveries like Freightliner and EWS. So I will put that in A tier as well. And then now we'll do the 57. So I've cabbed 57313 West Coast Railways through the Northern Bell. I think that was Scarborough Castle. 57s are very nice. I like the 56s a little bit more, but the 57s are very nice. And then the lovely cream and brown livery there, stunning. Lovely horn, and the rail tours they do are very cool. And obviously they operate for other companies like DRS and ROG. So I will put that B tier because I don't think it's on the same tier as the first three. And then next up is the class 73, the Caledonian Sleeper 73970. That's the one I went on specifically. I quite like the 73s. They're okay. They're a bit boring sometimes, but like the liveries I've seen them for GBRF, not just the blue and orange, but like the southern, the BR blue, and like the famous names like Dick Mabat or Richard Mabat and Alice, and they're like very, very nice locals. I've also got a model of Janice. I will put the 73 in C tier, however, just because it's not, in my opinion, as good as these three or the same level as the 57. Next up, finally, we're going to get out of the double digits in a minute to triple digits, but lastly is the class 91. I went on it twice at the London King's Cross many years ago. That's why I've put the LNER livery instead of the Virgin East Coast instead of the regular black and white LNER livery that it operates in nowadays. 91s, in my opinion, are fantastic locos. Like, they're probably one of the best electric locos in my opinion. They are very powerful. They sound like they're thrashing like a 43 when they accelerate. They have high quality. I was in first class, I believe, and the first class on the Virgin East Coast is amazing. It was amazing. I think it was the better, miles better than the LNER Azuma first classes nowadays. So I'm going to put it A tier as the first electric loco that I have ranked. Now, moving on, the first modern day diesel multiple unit, the Class 158. I've obviously been on them quite a few times. In recent times, it's quite rare nowadays. They don't really operate to Stirling as much, but they do operate on like the 5 Circle and that, and I have been on them when they used to operate to Stirling. 158 is probably just my favourite train. They are just amazing. The sound on the outside and inside, the tones, the cab, the detail. I'm going to be really upset when ScotRail retires them and all the other companies phasing them out. But for now, they're on a variety of companies like Transport for Wales. They're on GWR. They're on East Midlands Railway. They're versatile. They can do express services, and I know a lot of you that I'm subscribed to and are subscribed to me. They get them a lot, like for GWR and Transport for Wales, and like I just love how they're like so good. So obviously, because they're my favourite train, I'm putting them in S tier. Moving on, we've got the Class 170 now. As you can see, I put the BTP livery because I've seen it and I have also been on it. But not just I've rode on them, I have also cabbed them. However, I am not a fan of them. If I had any more tiers on this, I would probably put it lower. But the 170s are just not good in my opinion. Like, to watch, they are absolutely fine. But I really don't like them to ride on because, like, countless times they will, like, the acceleration starts making the train vibrate. I know people think I'm whinging, but they start vibrating, and then I get an inducing headache. Can't hear anyone talking. And the ride quality is okay, but also they can sometimes be incredibly dirty. I don't think that's down to the train itself. I mean, it is obviously quite old, but I'm going to put it D tier. That might be controversial, but I'm not bothered. Next up is the Class 318. I think, yeah, I'm there. Get off my head. So yeah, oh no, sorry, my bad. My apologies again. I am not concentrating. The 221, the Virgin Voyager 221. I've not been on the Avanti ones, mainly because they now don't operate to like Scotland. They just operate to like Holyhead. I don't know about Voyagers. I haven't been on it a while, so I can't say much. But I do remember when I got it, I was expecting a 390, so it was a surprise. I do remember my first experience though not being very good because it was a double set obviously, and we could not get off to the other train, and our carriage did not have hot water, so that was a disaster. But I'll do what I can remember. I don't remember them being too horrendous, but I have had experiences of people hating them and like just testing them. I quite like them though. I think I prefer them over the 390s, so I am going to put them in B tier just because I take them over the 390s any day. And now I'll move on to the 318. The 318 is pretty much the same as the 320, but I think I don't know if I prefer the design or not. The 318 is okay. I love the electric sounds of the old trains, but I don't know if like riding on them is the best. I don't have much to say. I have sat on 1318, but I will put it in. Where will I put it? B tier or C? I'm stuck between these two. I will put it B tier because I do prefer them over some of the trains on this list. Sorry, and then we'll move on to the 319, and the first train that has been retired, like obviously excluding the 37, that they're still kind of in use technically, but retired from passenger service. I've only been on to 319 twice, and that was when it to Liverpool and back from Wigan, North West. Nope, sorry. The 319s are really nice. I quite like them. They were a bit uncomfortable, but they were very nice, and they did have very nice sounds. Although I do remember the second experience I had a very annoying time because every time the train would brake, a very annoying noise would come over, and it just wouldn't go away until the train had released its brakes. So I'll put it B tier because obviously the 319 is kind of the same as the 318. Now 320, so we've gone 18, 19, 120. 320s are pretty decent. I'll probably put them in B tier as well. I don't have much else to say because they're pretty much the same as 318s except the design. Obviously their counterparts 321s have left now from passenger service, but I really like 320s. They're quite nice to be on. I might be on when I go to the Paisley show because I'll probably go to Paisley Canal, so that would be quite cool. Now moving on, now we're in the West Coast Main Line and we've got a 350. I think I've only been on the 350 twice. I think that's correct. Once to Sherrington and once to London Euston. 350s are not bad. The only thing I have a massive complaint about is the 3x2 seating on some of them. I don't know the difference between a /1 and /2, so you can comment if you know. But no, they're quite nice. I really like the drive. Like the drivers in the West Coast Main Line are all friendly, and the 350s have a good horn. Sometimes funny when you like the brake, and I do like riding on them. So I'll put it in A tier because they're good and they deserve it. Now up next is another retired train, the Class 365, long gone, probably 2020 or something. I'm pretty sure ScotRail was one of the last operators because also they brought them in before the 385s came. Only went on it once. I remember that day because there was massive cancellations. I think I got on one and it got cancelled, and I ended up with a delayed 170. But no, 365s are very nice. They're very pretty looking locos, and I mean obviously they've got that lovely little grin on them. And I'm glad I got to see one and be on one for ScotRail, so I will put them in A tier. Next up is the Class 380, so the part of the Desiro bunch. 380s, they operated a little bit at Edinburgh on the North Berwick line, and I did go on one, and the North Berwick line's quite good. And then obviously they always operate in Glasgow Central. I don't know if I like them. Obviously they've also got 3+2 seating, which I despise. Sometimes it's helpful, sometimes it's not. It's tough. I think I'm going to put them in C tier because they can be dirty, they can be uncomfortable, and for long journeys I don't know if they're perfect, but they have nice noises, so that's getting them up a bit. Right, next up is the 385. Now I've got lots of reasons I like them, lots of reasons I dislike them. As a train spotter, I despise 385s because they're so common and they replace my favourite loco, the 158. However, to ride on, I take them every day over a 170 because they're quite comfortable, they're modern, and they're not like too dirty or anything. So because I'm tied, I'll put them middle ground. I could put them B tier, but because I dislike them a little bit more, I'll put them C tier. Next up is the Class 390 off the West Coast Main Line, and 390s to watch are fantastic. They are very, very cool locos. They've got an amazing horn. They go through speed. But to ride on, they're really uncomfortable when you go for like a 7-hour journey. And I don't know if I prefer them too much over like a 220 or 221. So for that reason, I'm going to put them C tier underneath the 221 or 221 because, as I said earlier, I prefer 221s over 390s. Next up, probably my favourite electric multiple unit, the Class 397. I have been on the 397 a couple of times, and I've been on the first class, and honestly I will say TransPennine Express first class on the 397 is probably the best first class. It's so cool. It's like modern, the food is amazing, the service is amazing, and it's comfortable, and its scenery is amazing. I will put them, it's actually shocking me, but I'm putting it S tier on the same level as the Class 158. Finally, we've got the LNER Azuma, the Class 800-801. I'm just going to add in the 802 because I have accidentally forgot to put that in. So this is the 802 for TransPennine Express is coming under this. I have mixed feelings about the 802 and 801 and 800. For the LNER, the 800s and 801s, I'm not sure if I'm a fan of them. They're okay, but they also replaced the 91s and the 43s. And I don't think they're an upgrade. And I mean, I've heard a lot of complaints about the GWR 802s and 800s as well. So there's a lot of problems with them. And I went on the first class twice. The seating's good because you get like one facing each other. But then like when you're on a 4-seater, it's not very comfortable. And the food's okay, but it's kind of bog standard. It just kind of feels, and it's also incredibly cramped, especially in like the summer months. So for the LNER 800, and then the TransPennine Express 802s are okay, but like not as good as the 397s. So for that reason, I'm going to very controversially put the 800, 801 and 802 in D tier alongside the 170. And that is it. This is my completed tier list of all the trains I've rode on. I probably offended quite a lot of you there, because I mean I think a lot of people like these trains, and I haven't put them on as high as we can. I am actually going to make one change to the tier list, and I'm going to put the 37 up in S tier, because it's probably just the best loco for diesel routes. So yeah, comment below if I've made any controversial decisions that you would change. Thank you very much for watching. I'm so glad I got to make this video. Now that I know how to record on my laptop with a microphone, I will probably start making some more of these tier list videos. Comment below if you'd like me to make more of them. Thank you very, very much for watching and subscribing. And before I go, let's get to 900 subscribers and 400,000 channel views before December comes. Thanks for watching. See you later.